Have you ever wanted them to feel your presence even when you're away? Is there a way to make them understand the significance of your presence in their lives, so that every moment without your interaction feels a little duller and less vibrant, as if something important is missing, perhaps a spark that only you can ignite? Maybe you've tried to bridge that gap or rekindle that spark by reaching out with messages that you thought would surely catch their attention, but every time you do, it feels like you're just whispering into the void, unheard and ignored. What if I told you that today could be the last time you ever feel overlooked or ignored? Imagine crafting messages so compelling that they are impossible to ignore. I want to send them messages that not only get their attention, but also keep it, making them see you in a new way and feel your absence as a void they're eager to fill. This isn't about controlling them. It's about understanding their needs and desires. If you're concerned about my ability to connect with them, rest assured, I'm here to teach you how to harness the power of psychology-backed communication to transform your interactions with others. This isn't just another way to communicate. It's a new way to think about connecting with others that will make sure you never again fall behind. Before we dive in, here's a fun activity for you. Leave a comment below with the phrase, "You will crave my message." Yes, it may appear somewhat absurd, and you may be amused at this moment. However, I am confident that we will establish its validity by the conclusion of this lesson. Once you know these tricks, they'll be eagerly anticipating every word you send, wondering how they ever missed you. So, type it in, and let's set the tone for what's to come. Are you ready to learn the secrets of irresistible messaging that will make you unforgettable? Let's get to the psychology behind human relationships. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand these rules, but also know how to use them like a pro. Remember that every journey begins with a single step. Believe in your voice and your worth. Now let's take the first step. Cultivating curiosity. Now let me ask you something. What if there was a way to make someone think about you all the time? If you could implant a permanent thought in their mind, imagine, would you like to create a flickering flame without you? So every time they check their phone, your message stays with them, making them wonder what they meant. That magnetic pull is one of the strongest forces in the human mind. It's what makes us remember certain things. Think too much about what people say and do. But what if you could use that to your advantage? What if instead of waiting for them to return, you kept them guessing by sending them messages? It's wonderful to send someone a message that leaves them guessing, like, "I just saw something that made me think of you, but it's too hard to explain." This type of message evokes intrigue as it remains ambiguous, leaving room for interpretation. The mere thought of you piques their curiosity, and if they're intrigued, they'll likely inquire, "What was it? What was it? Or why did you think of me?" If you react with something like, "It's hard to describe, maybe one day I'll tell you now," you're keeping them guessing and making them feel like they're about to learn something special. This works even if you're not close with them right now. If you're trying to reach out to someone who seems distant or uninterested, this message hints that you're still thinking about them without being too direct or forward. They may not reply right away, but trust me, this kind of message has an effect that lasts. Hours later, they'll likely be reflecting on the message, replaying it, and trying to understand what it was that made you connect with them. "I just realized something about you today" is a bit different, but it's just as powerful because it means you have some kind of insight or understanding about them that they don't know about. They'll want to know what you realized, so they'll probably ask, "What did you realize?" or "Tell me." This is your chance to share what you learned. Show them that you've been attentive and thoughtful. It could be something as straightforward as, "I just realized how good you are at finding the good in things," or I just realized how much I respect the way you deal with tough situations. These little revelations show that you notice things that other people might not, and everyone wants to feel seen and understood. You're not just saying, "Hey, I thought of you." You're saying, "I see you in a way that most people don't." This is a wonderful way to connect with someone who's been distant, because it makes them feel warm and appreciated without having to say anything heavy. Another excellent way to spark interest is to hint at a shared experience. You could say something like, "Today made me think of that funny moment we had," but don't go on. Just say that. This triggers nostalgia, which makes them think back to shared experiences while also creating a playful and light-hearted energy. Between you, they'll likely respond with which moment or what happened now. You've not only sparked their curiosity, but made them think about good times with you. This can be especially powerful if you're reconnecting with an ex or someone who's grown distant, because it brings them back to the comfort and closeness of shared memories. And if it's someone new, this can make them feel an instant bond, as if you're already building a history together. These curiosity doses aren't about playing games. They're about creating a genuine connection by sparking intrigue. Even if it's been a while since you spoke, these messages can create an opening, making them wonder about the person who notices them in such a unique way. And here's another one that adds a little twist. "You know, I just learned something that reminded me of you." This works like magic because it combines curiosity with a sense of insight. They'll want to know what you learned, what you thought about them when they ask. You can say something like, "It's a bit hard to explain. Maybe I'll tell you when I see you." Now you've opened a door, not only to a conversation, but to a possible meeting. This one is perfect for someone you're trying to get closer to, as it leaves them curious about what's coming next. So here's a fun task for you. If you're ready to amp up the curiosity in your messages, leave a comment below with the phrase, "Can't stop wondering." This will indicate to me that you are enjoying the lesson and actively following along with me. These curiosity doses may seem simple, but trust me, when used correctly, they can have a lasting effect. Stay with me, because this is just the beginning of the art of connection. If you haven't already, please click the like button to help this video reach more people who might need assistance in rekindling their own connections. Now let's go even deeper into the next level of connection and see how powerful these two tools can be. Number 2, the only effect you have. Now that you know how to use curiosity to get someone's attention, it's time to add another powerful layer to your message. This is because curiosity alone can pique their interest. Making them feel uniquely special is what really makes you stand out. This method is unforgettable. To achieve the only you effect, it's crucial to convey messages that suggest there's a unique aspect about them that you recognize and value, something that no one else can fully express. Send a message that subtly implies they're the only ones who understand you. You could say, "I was thinking about something the other day that only you could understand." This isn't just an open-ended statement. It's a little invitation letting them know that there's something special about how you see them. It conveys to them that you perceive something positive or intriguing in them and encourages them to explore further to uncover it. They'll probably ask, "What is it?" or "What were you thinking about?" This gives you a chance to reveal something thoughtful about them or keep them guessing a little longer. If they respond positively, you could say something like, "It's a little hard to explain over text, but it's something that makes you unique." This will build anticipation and spark curiosity about what makes you special. You're making it clear that this is a compliment, but by not giving it away right away, you're letting them wonder a little more, which keeps them interested. You can also achieve the only you effect by highlighting a unique quality about them. Try saying something like, "There's something so refreshing and rare about the way you think." This shows that you see them as someone who thinks differently than others and stands out in a meaningful way. You're not just complimenting them. You're pointing out a quality that makes them unique. They're bound to wonder what it is about my perspective that they find so unique. Or you could send a message like, "I can only imagine what you'd think about this," or "I don't know anyone else who would have your take on it." This lets them know that their opinion matters to you in a special way, that they bring something to the table that no one else can. It's subtle, but it reinforces that they occupy a unique place in your thoughts, and that's something everyone wants to feel. For instance, imagine you're talking about a book, a movie, or even a topic you came across. You could say, "I saw something recently, and it instantly made me think about how you'd react. I bet no one else would see it quite like you." This not only builds a sense of connection, but it also subtly encourages them to share their perspective, which draws them further into the conversation. Another example could be, "I can't help but think you'd have a completely different perspective on this, something I wouldn't get from anyone else." This message clearly conveys that their perspective is valuable and unique to them. You convey to them that their perspective is distinct, exceptional, or even rare. If they respond with interest, you can keep the mystery alive with a playful hint like, "It's hard to explain, but I've never really seen that quality in anyone else." It makes them want to talk to you to learn more about your hint. If you're nervous about sending these messages, remember that they're not meant to be flattering or going too far. For the you effect to work, you have to make someone feel truly special without going too far. You achieve this by expressing your unique perspective on them, while maintaining a level of mystery to sustain their interest. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "Only you could get this," if you're ready to create messages that make your presence truly unforgettable. This will let me know that you're following along and enjoying this lesson. And remember, the only you effect is powerful because it taps into something everyone craves to feel seen in a way that's uniquely personal by focusing on qualities and insights that only they bring to the table. You're not just sending another message. You're creating a moment of connection, something they'll carry with them, even when the conversation ends. And if this content is resonating with you, please support us by hitting the like button under this video. When you do YouTube, we'll share it with others who might be struggling in the dark, people who need this message of strength and hope. So go ahead, smash that like button if you haven't already, and let's help more people find the light they've been searching for. And we're not done yet. There's more coming that will elevate your communication to an entirely new level. Number 3, the unanswered question. Have you ever thought about what it would take to make someone replay your words over and over in their mind like a puzzle they just can't solve well, folks? After creating that curiosity and tapping into the only you effect, it's time to take things up a notch with the unanswered question. This is the kind of message that doesn't just catch their attention, it captures it and keeps it hanging in the air, lingering like a whisper they can't shake off. Because here's the secret. When you leave a question unanswered, you're inviting them into a mystery. They can't resist the power of an unanswered question because it's both intriguing and a little bit daring. It's like leaving the door slightly open, tempting them to wonder what's behind it. You're giving them a reason to engage, creating a pull that makes them itch to respond. The key is to ask something playful, bold, and a bit unexpected that makes them want to know more about what's on your mind and perhaps reveal a bit of themselves in the process. Imagine sending a message like, "I just realized there's a question I've always wanted to ask you, but I'm not sure how you'd respond." This isn't just a question, it gives off a hint of a mystery. It suggests that there's something important or intriguing you're holding back, and they're the only person you'd want to share it with. It leaves them wondering in what could they want to ask. Why hesitate? They'll likely respond with something like, "What's the question?" or now you have to tell me. By not revealing it immediately, you build suspense and set up a back and forth where they're the one asking for more. You could respond with something mysterious, like "I'm not sure you're ready for it yet, but maybe someday." Now you've sparked their curiosity, creating a mini mystery that makes them feel special and yet leaves them wanting more. Or how about a playful twist with, "What do you think I'd say if I told you I knew a secret about you?" This question is loaded with intrigue, making them wonder what you might know, and how they'll likely respond with something like, "What secret?" or "How do you know something about me?" You could keep them guessing by replying, "Oh, it's something I've picked up on, but maybe I'll keep it to myself for now," by hinting that you've observed something unique about them. You're positioning yourself as someone who sees them in a way others don't. This builds a connection based on curiosity and mystery and leaves them wanting to know what exactly it is that you know. If you want to add a bit more suspense, try something like, "Do you think you know what's really going through my mind right now?" This question is both playful and challenging. It implies there's something deeper or more interesting than what's on the surface, and it invites them to guess or lean in to understand you better. Their response will likely be a mix of curiosity and intrigue, and if they ask what's on your mind, you can reply with something teasing like, "Oh, I think you'd be surprised." This keeps them wondering about what you might be thinking, and it draws them further into the conversation, wanting to solve the mystery of what's on your mind for an additional. To add a touch of intrigue, you could pose a question such as, "If I had to describe you in 3 words, what do you think they'd be?" This question allows them to reflect on your perception of them and encourages a bit of self-reflection. If they guess, you can either confirm or playfully deny their answer by saying something like, "Close, but not quite." This keeps them guessing and subtly lets them know that you find them fascinating on many levels and want to learn more about them. These kinds of open-ended questions work because they make the other person want to know more about you without giving away too much. By leaving these little gaps in the conversation, you give them a reason to fill them in with their own curiosity, which keeps the connection alive and interesting. Remember, these aren't just questions. They're experiences that linger in their minds long after you've stopped texting. Each unanswered question becomes a little thread that they feel compelled to pull on in the hopes of learning a bit more. Here's a fun challenge. Please leave a comment below stating that you just loved these unanswered questions. If you decide to incorporate these mysterious questions into your messaging routine, it will indicate to me that you are actively following along and enjoying this lesson. Also, stay with me because you may be motivated and inspired right now, but trust me when I say the real gem of this video hasn't been revealed yet. Be patient and stay with me. I promise you'll feel awful about it. What's next? The anticipation teaser. Imagine you're about to open a gift, but someone tells you to wait. We'll save that for later. Frustrating? Yes. Intriguing? Yes. That's the magic of the anticipation teaser. When you send messages that hint at something but don't reveal the entire story, it's a powerful way to get people excited and curious, leaving them wanting more. You're making them anxious, which makes them want to read your next message. An anticipation teaser works best when you create a moment that feels almost there, but not quite. This creates a sense of suspense, indicating that they are on the verge of discovering something intriguing or thrilling. For example, you could say, "You'll never guess what I'm planning, but I can't reveal it just yet." By hinting that they're part of a plan or surprise, you pique their interest, prompting them to ask, "What is it?" or "Could you give me a hint?" Have fun saying, "Not yet, but it'll be worth the wait. I promise they're now." Each time they contemplate your plans, their excitement intensifies. You could also drop a small hint that something exciting is about to happen. For example, you could say, "Remind me to tell you about the idea I had." It might just be the most intriguing thing we've done so far. This works exceptionally because you're teasing them with an experience or plan that you can share with them without giving any details. They might ask, "What's the idea?" or "Tell me now," but you keep them guessing by saying, "I'll tell you when the time is right. Trust me, you'll love it." This builds anticipation for the reveal, making it a moment they won't soon forget. Today, I read something that made me think of a plan for us, but I don't want to tell you what it is yet. If you're trying to make new connections or spark something, this method works great because it makes it seem like you're already thinking about shared experiences. They'll wonder what's the point, and your silence lets them imagine what might happen. This approach adds an element of intrigue to the proceedings. I have a challenge for us, but I won't say what it is until you're ready. This message does two things. This message piques their curiosity and invites them to participate, creating a playful atmosphere. If they say, "I'm ready, what's the challenge?" and you reply, "I'll reveal it soon, only if you think you're up for it," it creates a sense of suspense and builds anticipation for something fun and engaging. The beauty of the anticipation teaser is that it turns all ordinary conversation into something they look forward to. It's like reading a novel with just enough foreshadowing to keep turning the pages. Imagine you're on a cliffhanger at the end of a great chapter, and instead of flipping to the next page, you have to wait. That's the feeling you're aiming to create, a sense of suspense that leaves them eager for more. If you want to add a touch of flirtation, try, "There's something I've been meaning to say to you, but I'm saving it for just the right moment." This message is suggestive without being too direct, giving them a hint that something exciting is coming their way. They're likely to reply with, "What is it?" or "When's the right moment?" You can respond with patience, "It'll be worth it." Now they're left with a spark of excitement, looking forward to that reveal. Here is another taster with a milder, more thoughtful twist. Today, I discovered something about us that is difficult to articulate. Maybe I'll find the right time. You might share an insight or feeling with them with this line. They'll probably ask what you realized and keep them guessing by saying something like, "It's one of those things that's better felt than explained." Maybe you'll understand one day. Leaving it at that will leave a lasting impression and make them eager to hear the full explanation. Now, jot down the phrase in the comment section below. If you want to make people excited and tense with your messages, that's a sign that you're following along and enjoying this lesson. The anticipation teaser is all about withholding just enough information to keep them engaged and anticipating your next move. You're giving them moments they'll remember and play over and over, which keeps your connection alive and strong. Let's proceed to the next method, as we still have more tools at our disposal that can enhance your messaging experience. Stay with me. Each strategy builds upon the previous one, ensuring that chance number 5 remains unmissable. The energy behind the can't miss opportunity is like walking past a store window and seeing a sign that says, "One day only, don't miss out." Suddenly, whatever's inside becomes irresistible. That sense of urgency and exclusivity pulls you in, making you feel like this is an opportunity you just can't miss. This method gives someone a sense of temporary value by making them think that what you're giving them or asking them to be a part of is special and won't last forever. The chance you can't miss capitalizes on people's desire for rare or limited items, particularly when you craft messages that convey urgency and scarcity. You give the other person the impression that they are privy to something special that not everyone gets to experience. One way to make someone feel rushed is to say something like, "I have a crazy idea, but it's one of those now or never things." This message suggests that whatever you have in mind is unique, exciting, and needs their immediate attention. If they do respond with, "What is it?" or "Tell me more." You can keep the suspense going by saying, "You've got to be up for an adventure, though you're interested." When you add this layer, you build anticipation and subtly suggest that this is a rare opportunity only the brave would take. Try saying, "There's something I'd love to do with you, but I won't do it with anyone else." This lets them know that the chance isn't just about what you're doing, but also about who you're doing it with. It instills in them a sense of selection and exclusivity, as if you've tailored this experience exclusively for the two of you. If they ask, joke, "I'll reveal it when the time is right, but it won't be available forever." This will get them excited and make them want to act soon. You can add pressure in a fun and enticing way by telling them about an event that's only going to happen for a short time. They'll be picturing an experience that they can only have if they act quickly, which makes them want to be a part of it. If they say yes, you can say, "Great, let's lock it in soon." It's an opportunity to seize the moment. This type of message transforms an invitation into a unique opportunity that recipients will eagerly seize. Another beneficial variation is to hint at a special event that's coming up soon. Send a message such as, "I heard about an amazing event happening this weekend that you can't find just anywhere." This lets them know that something amazing is happening, but it's also a chance that won't last forever. By inviting them to participate before it disappears, you generate excitement and a sense of urgency. When they inquire about further details, you could respond with something like, "This type of activity requires a certain level of spontaneity, so are you interested in making it even more exclusive? Try this. There's a chance I have that might not work for everyone, but I thought of you first." This message informs them that the opportunity is not only unique, but tailored specifically for their needs. Your assurance that you wouldn't give this to anyone makes them the best choice. To get them to say yes, you can say, "I'll fill you in when I see you," which makes them feel important and makes them want to say yes. When you send them this kind of message, they feel like they're about to miss out on something special. Please leave a comment below with the phrase, "Don't miss this." If you're prepared to incorporate this method into your correspondence, it will show that you are attentive and prepared to transform each message into an opportunity they won't want to miss. Remember, folks, that the can't-miss chance isn't just about the event itself. It's also about making people feel rushed, special, and excited. This method makes them feel like they're getting something special, and that if they wait too long, they might miss out on it completely. Enjoy the next video, and don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. There's more to come, so let's keep the pace going. Number 6. The wise appreciation message. Imagine getting a message that stops you in your tracks. One that doesn't try to get your attention right away or make you feel excited, but instead sends a message of deep, calm appreciation. That's what the quiet appreciation message is all about. It's not about big claims or compliments. It's about noticing the strong, quiet parts of someone that other people might miss. Don't pay attention in a world where a lot of information is loud and flashy. This method stands out because it recognizes the unique qualities that make each person special in a calm and steady way. Stoic appreciation comes from the idea of value. What is real, important, and lasts. Instead of just saying you admire them, you're noticing something about them that speaks to you and shows you respect them. This kind of message feels grounded, intelligent, and unique because it shows them you care about them. You're seeing past the surface. Let's talk about how to write a message that has this quiet power and leaves an impression that lasts. For example, you could say, "You have this calm way of dealing with things that not many people notice, but it's one of the things I respect most about you right away." You're recognizing a strength that's not obvious but very important. It's not about how they look or a short-lived trait. It's about a quality that most people don't notice. Your writing highlights something they may not know, but when they read it, they feel seen. It's a message that says, I value the deeper parts of you, and in a world where people long for real connection, this form of appreciation resonates deeply. Another method is to commend them for their problem-solving skills. Some people might say, I've seen how you handle stress well, even when things are tough. I respect that about you because it's a strength that not many people have. You're showing them that you value their resolve by paying attention to how they deal with problems. Their peace, stressed. They may not often receive such gratitude, so this message feels like a rare acknowledgement. It's not praise. Respect made them feel like they were seen for who they are, and that respect encourages a relationship based on truth. Stoic praise also values thoughtfulness, noticing the smaller things that people often miss. For example, you could say something like, you have a unique way of thinking through things. I really like that you don't just jump into things without thinking about them from every angle. That's why this message is about their thoughtfulness, to show that you value the way they live their life. It's not about praising something official. It's about recognizing their character and honesty. When you sincerely appreciate someone, they will perceive you as someone who accepts and respects their values without expecting anything in return. The excellent thing about the Stoic appreciation message is that it doesn't ask for approval. Instead, it just says what you really admire about them. For example, you could say, I admire how you stay true to your values even when it's not easy. It's rare to find people who are that grounded. This shows that you're seeing more than the surface and finding something timeless about them by focusing on values. They'll feel grounded in your appreciation because they know it comes from a place of genuine respect. You're making a connection that doesn't depend on fleeting moments or outside validation. Being stoic also lets you connect with them based on ideals you both care about. The message could say something like, one of the things I value most in life is integrity, and I see that same value in you. Integrity is a quality that not everyone possesses, but you possess it. This message not only shows admiration, but it also builds a connection between your shared values. You're saying, I respect you because we stand on common ground. And this kind of appreciation strengthens your bond without needing anything flashy or overstated. Another powerful way is to think about the subtle ways they support others. For example, you're the kind of person who offers support without expecting praise. That's rare, and it's something I admire. This message acknowledges a selfless trait and shows that you notice and value their quiet strength. When you acknowledge those who help others without expecting anything in return, you're making them feel important. This appreciation, which values their presence without expecting anything in return, fosters a bond based on mutual respect. You could also convey a message about how their presence calms others down. People seem more at ease around you. I like your solid presence. This acknowledges a quality that's difficult to measure but has a big effect on people. By doing this, you're bringing out a strength that they might not hear about very often, making them feel valued for a quality that's both rare and powerful. The silent appreciation message works because it's not about getting a reaction or impressing them. It's about showing them that you see who they really are beneath the surface. This method builds trust because they feel respected, valued, and understood. They will remember these messages because they are not based on fleeting traits, but on qualities that truly reflect their core values. If you're ready to try this method, leave a comment below. I love quiet thanks because it lets me know you're paying attention and ready to connect on a deeper level. This isn't just about thanks. It's about making a connection that feels real and timeless. The seventh message involves an open loop. Imagine getting a message that hints at something intriguing, but doesn't say the whole story. This is what the open loop message is all about, leaving the other person with a small puzzle or story fragment that makes them want to know more. An open loop keeps them thinking, which in turn encourages them to continue talking in order to uncover the missing pieces. This method gently encourages them to stay in touch, leaving them feeling interested. One way to make an open loop is to do this. Send a message that says, "I feel like you're going to surprise me with something soon." This makes them wonder what I could do to surprise them, and they might ask, "What do you mean?" Or, "Why do you think you can keep them guessing with just a feeling I have?" I'll let you figure it out. They are currently considering ways to surprise you and are intrigued by the notion that you perceive something unique in them. Reminding them of something you heard or learned is another new approach. Try saying, "It's funny, but I overheard something interesting about you that I wasn't expecting." This will immediately pique their interest, and when they inquire, you can jokingly respond, "I'm still verifying its authenticity. Maybe I'll tell you soon." This maintains their curiosity, increasing the likelihood that they will return to learn more. You could also be creative and suggest a talent or trait. You could tell them, "I think you have a hidden talent that most people wouldn't guess." This makes them consider your topic or guess your meaning. If they ask, you can say, "I'll figure it out eventually, but I'm betting it's something unique." This creates an air of mystery around their personality. For a fun touch, you could send them a made-up situation. Suppose we were both stuck on an island. I'm sure you would devise the most inventive strategies to ensure our survival. When they inquire about your reasoning, you could respond, "I have a hunch, but we'll have to confirm it someday." This creates a fun dynamic and gives them something whimsical to think about. Another intriguing way to keep the conversation going is to suggest a specific place that makes you think of them. For instance, you could suggest, "There's a certain place that embodies your style, but I'll keep you guessing for now." When they inquire, you could respond with something like, "It has a hint of mystery and character. Perhaps I'll share it with you in the future." This creates a link between them and a place in your mind, making them feel special. The open loop message is all about sparking interest without giving away everything. It's a way to have meaningful conversations that leave them wanting more, building anticipation and intrigue that keep your interactions fresh and memorable. That's all for now, folks. If these messages spoke to you, don't forget to hit the like button. For more tips, subscribe and share this video with anyone who wants to improve their relationship skills. Strong psychology supports each of these methods, from provoking curiosity to creating connections. Keep in mind, these messages aim not only to attract attention, but also to cultivate genuine interest and enduring connections. So start experimenting, see how people react, and the difference it makes. With these tools, you'll never face oblivion again, and every message will leave a lasting impact.